Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale. Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale.
Good, yes? I was lining with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025, how Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let we start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes. No, what she need is some slave names, man, some big strong Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Oh, somebody pinch me. Hey! UNC sitting and they're waiting patiently. With about 16 safe seats, they don't win that already. The woman said, I have my people, and they are born UNCs. Now all I need is some Africans who got their names out of slavery. She said that she hear they're really selling cheap, and she could buy them very cheap, 500 and a jersey. A lot of people will cry when she's finished with CPEP, because she is not holding back them PNM have nothing to get. She said it's party before country, all you never, never forget. She will care for her people and she have no blasting regret. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She buying Africans for sale, for sale. Listen, we buying Africans. She said we like crab in a barrel. We pulling each other down. But I want their votes, so I jam them the winning song. And so they know it. Africans when you UNC wins, everybody wins. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad.
Well, I mean, the Homeland Minister is entitled to his view, but the Hansard records, which is what I will always point the media to, the Hansard records show the position of the various independent senators and the suggested amendments that we had. So it would be useful to go back and see that, you know, our thoughts were, we recognize that there is a challenge in terms of crime, and we recognize that something needs to be done, but we wanted to do our constitutional responsibility and ensure that there were some safeguards. So that is the only Hansard record.
Xander recently lamented the uptick in murders and crime, etc., and saying, you know, the opposition does not help the situation by failing to support crime-fighting legislation, right? You would have referenced the social bill. You want to share your thoughts with us on that, on the minister's position that the opposition has not supported the government in its crime-fighting legislative agenda?
I think the opposition's position is clear. We support sound legislation. We will not support legislation that seeks to unnecessarily suppress people's rights in the name of crime fighting. Bring good legislation and we will support it.
Unfortunately, the statement from Minister Alexander is infantile. And it is because if he's correct, then if you look at it this way, it's very simple. The Zozo was what? It was a joint operation between police and army in special areas. there were only two aspects that were different. One, you could have a curfew and a cordon, I'll put that as one. And two, soldiers could arrest. Take that now and apply it this way. What is stopping Minister Alexander from inviting the Commissioner of Police and the CDS to do a joint patrol anywhere in this country that is considered to be a zone, a hotspot, or anywhere, and have the police arrest people instead of the army? Absolutely nothing. So when you analyze what the Zozo was giving you and what you can do, his statement is absolute rubbish. If you wanted to effect a practical Zozo, very simple. Joint patrol, army and police. Police has the power of arrest. You can arrest without a warrant under our law in certain circumstances. You could effectively do a virtual cordon off by police presence. You could effectively have a curfew by having patrols out on the road. It is rubbish for him to suggest otherwise.
Every time a crime takes place, all they blame it on the Zone of Special Operation Bill. Right? So we're trying to tell me police can't do their work without the Zones of Special Operation Bill.
Unfortunately, the statement from Minister Alexander is, his statement is absolute rubbish. His statement is absolute rubbish. His statement is absolute rubbish. His statement is absolute rubbish.
Our shores are open, our hearts are open, and you are safe to vet.
Every time a crime takes place, all they blame it on the Zone of Special Operation Bill. Right? So we're trying to tell me police can't do their work. The Zones of Special Operation Bill.
His statement is absolute rubbish.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform, and we are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Now it's 22 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. I know I would have made a promise that I will be here every night at 8. But sometimes time doesn't permit. So tonight, today is the 27th of the second month, 2026. And Trinidad and Tobago, it is important that we have this broadcast here today. Now, we would have witnessed the spin doctors and them throughout social media. And these spin doctors are trying to doctor a statement that Kamla Persad Bissessar would have made in CARICOM and Trinidad and Tobago. Amery Browne would have made some vital points in his delineation of the facts. Now, it's not only Roger Alexander that speaks rubbish. He follow after his prime minister. That is Kamla Persad Bissessar. And the many of people that support that prime minister is taking the country down a road of no return. So we urge the citizens of this republic to let good sense prevail. Kamla Persad Bissessar is a liar, and I'm afraid to say it. She would have deceived the entire country with lies and hypocrisy. Or you remember when the Christ would have walked the earth, having all power and having all dominion, and the devil still try to tempt him and tell him, if you bow down to me, I'll give you all of this. And we is only human, you know. We are only man. We are only human. And that temptation would have appealed to a lot of us, to our own hurt. Because in the same scriptures would have said to you, the public, if you don't believe the truth, then I will send you a strong delusion that you will believe the lie more than the truth. And when I'm talking here, I'm talking in heights, because I want many of you here to understand what is being done and what is being perpetrated on the citizens of this republic. So when the Prime Minister of this country would have made elaborate promises to us and then renege on the promise, know that she is nothing else than a liar. And the people that engage in that lie, they are more worse than the Prime Minister. So we calling on the young, the old, the in-between, or you stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. This country belongs to us. This is not the UNC country. This is not the PNM country. This country belongs to the citizens of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And we must come together despite what background we have and fire any government, any one of them that decide to do their own thing, including Kamla Persad Bissessar. Kamla, the Honorable Kamla Persad Bissessar, is a runaway train. And if on April 28th, we would have told the PNM that they would have gone too far. Now, time reach it on the doorstep of the UNC. We must now do the same thing. Kamla Persad Bissessar and her ministers gone too far. So Trinidad and Tobago, what I am going to do here this afternoon is play this clip. And we will break down this thing piece by piece. Piece by piece this evening. We had to do that. Tomorrow is our next day, but today I am doing the work of the Lord. First clip.
In a most unusual fashion for Trinidad and Tobago, attacked the sovereignty of Cuba and basically presented a narrative that they must only get food and fuel when they have free and fair elections, and went on a rant reminiscent of the 1980s rhetoric about communism versus capitalism. I think that's how she described it. But really dinosaur rhetoric in today's world, demonstrating scant regard for the UN Charter and scant recognition that in a modern democracy, you get to choose your own leaders within a country, you get to choose your own system of governance and administration. You don't get to choose that of other sovereign nations. Do I need to repeat that? These are basic elements of international law and diplomacy. And the Prime Minister stood on that stage and dragged the flag, embarrassed this country. Not to mention that many of the countries that we currently do business with have very different political systems. Some of them do not have what she labeled as free and fair multi-party elections. So lecturing and hectoring the people of Cuba, who are literally under siege today, being starved of food and fuel on that basis, when at the same time praising the Saudis, the UAE, the Chinese, and all others, is monumental hypocrisy. And I'm not here criticizing those states. I'm criticizing the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago for her inconsistency and her incompetence in representing this country. Calling for food and fuel not to be permitted into Cuba, talking about dictatorship and communism. And it's a very serious circumstance facing the people in Havana and on that island. The electricity grid has basically collapsed. Without fuel, they're a very self-sustaining country, but fuel is a basic element for all manufacturing, their medical system, the education system, everything else is at stake. Their very lives and the ability to feed themselves is at stake. So this blasé 1980s rhetoric is really disrespecting of human life. And what is the difference between the attack on fuel and the energy grid in Cuba and what's happening in Ukraine with the attacks by Russia on the energy grid of the Ukrainians during the winter period? There are parallels that we have to address. There are parallels that we have to address. Cuba has assisted this country, the Caribbean region, and developing countries around the world for decades, since before I was born and many others in this room were born. Cuba has been doing that consistently, and they're doing that today, even under embargo conditions. I want to remind this Prime Minister and the national community, after the 9/11 attacks in the United States, many of the firefighters and first responders in New York and emergency technicians fell gravely ill with serious respiratory and systemic manifestations. Do you know where many of them went to for free treatment? It wasn't to Europe. It was to Havana, treated by the same Cuban experts using their technologies and their resilience. So Cuba has even assisted the very United States of America that the Prime Minister referred frequently to during her address. Just a couple of
Kamla Persad Bissessar went on the international stage, embarrassed the country of Trinidad and Tobago, and is encouraging the US government no gas to starve the people, the Cubans. And we, Trinidad and Tobago, must ask ourselves, is this the type of prime minister that we want? And you know what is distasteful concerning this whole situation? Is the support of certain black people. And when I say that, I make no apology. You see, heavy duty, yeah, I'm coming back for you tonight. Heavy duty is a scumbag. You see, when you put on all your clothes, you dress up, you spray on your perfume around your neck, and you step out of the house, your shoes clean, and all of a sudden, you step on a chewing gum in the hot sun. That is what heavy duty is. When Kamla want to wipe she bottom, she does say send for heavy. That is what you reduce to, heavy duty. And to the people, to the boy, I don't want to cuss here tonight. Let me go. Let me bring this thing home here. Let me bring this thing home. Now this man ain't gonna find nothing better to do than to agree with this failed prime minister. Nothing else. People lost the work all over. The prime minister making errors all over, calling here not a zone of peace. And this scumbag, this sellout, this political prostitute, didn't find nothing better than to agree with this prime minister. People going home. People right now in have $1. They don't know joke I talking here, you know. Because we have a program that is going to come where we are meeting the people on the ground, and there are videos after videos. You see me taking it light. I just touch a little issue there with Philip Watts. Don't get tied up and then come in the fullness of everything coming out. After we done deal with certain lawyers, Philip Watts, boy, yo, they come in. Listen to this scumbag.
Good morning, TikTok. It's been a while. I haven't posted anything around politics on TikTok or any social media since last year. I started giving this apparatus number. You understand? But I have to come today to send kudos and round of applause to the leader, Prime Minister of this country, Kamla Persad Bissessar, for standing up in CARICOM and giving them a piece of your mind. You didn't go there and butter it up and try to, hold in and try to play diplomat. You came out and you said the truth. You said what was inside of you that was hurting you, and you explained to them exactly what CARICOM need to be doing, right? And you outlined all the issues you had with them, and you let them know as it is, you tell them as it is, and you wasn't afraid. And this is the type of leader I like, a leader who will explain and say what's on the mind and talk the mind. Kudos to you. Proud of you. Enjoy the TikTok.
That same leader that he given kudos to send him over 40,000 people. That same leader, we would have witnessed the police gun down a man in cold blood murder. And that prime minister ain't say nothing. We are witnessing an incompetent dunce, Roger Alexander, the prime minister ain't saying nothing. Right now we are witnessing a corruption on an epic level. And that same prime minister, what she's doing about it. But you, heavy duty, didn't care about that. You just want a couple of dollars for a program on a radio station. That is what you reduced to. When Kamla want to wipe she bottom, she does call for heavy duty. And she in what your grade, heavy. Because the amount of them that she have lined up, you probably far down the chain. Political prostitute and trying to pimp out other bloggers. I'm glad that plenty of you fall off. So Trinidad and Tobago, let me come. I want to commit it. I know I start a little late. Bear with me this evening. So the second Amery Browne video that I am going to play here, they see the Prime Minister and she hates to talk stupidness and she hates to be a clown. Kudos to the PNM, yeah, for catching she and executing she in the public. Clip number 2. Amery Browne.
Aftermath of a very unusual presentation made by the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago to the 50th Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM at the opening ceremony yesterday. Now, I saw it being billed by a few UNC activists as a feature address. But first of all, this was not a feature address. This is a normal routine at such meetings where newly elected heads of government are given the opportunity to present remarks. So that's all that it was, and you would know that the Prime Minister absented herself from that first opportunity, which would have been in Kingston, Jamaica. So she was given a second chance on this occasion. So just to clarify that.
So it wasn't no feature address. So if you're on heavy duty on them platform, that is what they're going to call it, something epic. The best speech ever. A bunch of lickers. We're going down this road tonight, you know? Buckle up, we're going down this road. We're going down this road here tonight. Clip number 2, number 3.
Occasion. And the Prime Minister seemed genuinely unprepared and unfit for this particular delivery. Just at the start, when she arrived, she seemed to have confused the fact that this was not the 50th anniversary of CARICOM. She referred to the occasion as such. In fact, the 50th anniversary of CARICOM was celebrated right here in Trinidad and Tobago in 2023. And this same Kamla Persad Bissessar, as leader of the opposition then, opposed the hosting of the 50th anniversary celebration. So she went there confused about that. What actually it was is the 50th Conference of Heads taking place on the 53rd anniversary of CARICOM.
So, just in Kamla Persad Bissessar usual rhetoric, she went there unprepared. I wonder if she'd get up the morning and she'd take a couple of shots and she forget. Of course, the woman is a old woman, who 50th and don't know nothing. Dana song like a Homeland Security Minister. Every time you put him before the camera, Dana song like that. What Amery Browne would have just pointed out here, or you see why the blasting him in the media, and they're not the population, you know. They're trying to spin the views. The whole entire interview is there on the PNM page. Amery Browne would have dissect Kamla Persad Bissessar and show all the nonsense that she would have spoken. But right now, Amery Browne is the talk of the tongue. I see somebody say in the comment section he had to write down. Yes, he had to write down. Because it's difficult to keep track of some of the nonsense the UNC does be saying. And by extension, not thinking of the Prime Minister of this country. A big liar. Alexander, a big dunce. You hear what Amery Browne would have just said? And a matter of fact, just to go on with his, because there are people, I'm sure there are people, the appetite wet. So that the second, the third clip, the fourth clip. Let me come with the fourth clip. Going through this here today. And they are very important one. I just didn't get a chance was to label it because I was in a little rush.
The Prime Minister offered no vision for our regional family, offered no solution to any of the challenges facing CARICOM. It was a rambling discourse focused on a number of domestic and foreign talking points, some of which would have been familiar to the audience. And right after she spoke, there was a Calypso finale, which was very interesting. And this was a performance by the 6-time Calypso monarch of St. Kitts and Nevis, who's not just their most successful Calypsonian, but he also happens to be a cabinet minister of that country. He's the Minister of Public Infrastructure, Utilities, Transport, Information, Communication, and Technology. He gave a very unusual Calypso performance where he literally stood in front of the Prime Minister and accused her and her delegation of hypocrisy in their references to Cuba. And I will speak a little bit more about that, the hypocrisy of this Prime Minister with respect to Cuba. This is not the first time our country has been represented on a CARICOM stage. Traditionally, across administrations, we've been able to be proud and associate ourselves with the delivery and the...
So the Calypsonian in front of Kamla Persad Bissessar. It's a good thing TTT wasn't there taping that. But you know what happened with Elon Musk, with Elon Francis, sorry. It's a good thing TTT wasn't there. Ah, boy. We have to run through this thing quick. We have to run through this thing here quick because we have to get down to the discussion. I know certain people done sharpening their beaks. But hold on, hold some strain. Hold some strain here today.
Of the Caribbean community who was sitting right in front of her, clearly carrying some kind of personal grouse, which she addressed eventually during her remarks. Those are errors or transgressions that are unforgivable at this level. So the basic salutations, she mangled and demonstrated disrespect to the Secretary General of CARICOM. And then during the speech, cried crocodile tears about not getting a reply to one letter. You have a video. I'm being told there's a video to share.
Sorry, it can't work. And as we said, practice lawlessness, we have to find a mechanism for the humanitarian efforts of the people of Cuba, but at the same time we cannot, and I will not, Trinidad and will not support a dictatorship in Cuba or anywhere else. We will not support it.
A few moments later.
It's like a fire, waiting deception, confusion, like mentally down a China. Working up and eating dinner. Yet this pressure on in Cuba, just to make up $1 and to some they have to run. But on others we hammered up. Was telling you respect everyone, people for one, but not for everyone. And say, oh, how righteous love. For every time we sing one song.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much, media team, for that clip. I was talking about the Prime Minister's crocodile tears, referring to the CARICOM Secretariat and complaining very inappropriately at that forum that she did not get a reply to a letter that she had sent while she was leader of the opposition. This is hypocrisy at the highest level, or maybe the lowest level.
Why?
Because week after week, we, the current opposition, cannot get responses to our genuine questions and motions and approaches right here in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, where the government abuses its majority routinely and repeatedly, and they shut down many attempts to gain information on behalf of the people of this country. So they're conducting themselves like this here at home and then going up to St. Kitts and complaining about a letter from several years ago. So it really was a gargantuan example of hypocrisy. And then minister after minister and ministry after ministry being compelled to put out these cookie-cutter statements late at night, the poor public servants, some of them drafting and typing up this foolishness on government letterheads, praising the speech or their leader was so wonderful, The bad news for the government, this has not changed the narrative and the perception of citizens who have ears of their own and eyes of their own, and who, generally speaking, were completely embarrassed and ashamed by what the Prime Minister had to deliver. Few observations.
So tonight we can't really play out everything here tonight. Because if we was going, if we had to play out here tonight, my head might just explode. Because I could go into this piece by piece, brick by brick. Because what Amery Browne would have just tell you, the public, would have called out Kamla Persad Bissessar, that liar, that thief the minds of the population by using tricks and schemes all through social media to create a viral algorithm here in Trinidad. And that same viral algorithm went all up the Caribbean till today. People complaining. We can't play it here now because there are a team of people still. A team of bloggers. Let me put them up one time. So Candace, get yourself ready. Get yourself ready. Brother, get yourself ready because I'm going and bring you on here tonight. So to those that are on TikTok and want to follow us on TikTok, or you will see who it is, or you go hear who it is here. But tonight, we have to discuss the truth. What Amery Browne would have done in the speech in Balize House, that press conference, he would have destroyed Kamla Persad Bissessar, decimate, and have Philip Edward Alexander. That next comeback that sell out thousands of people. Right now, if we walk through certain area, people is going to kill him. In certain areas, they don't want to see him. Philip cannot walk in certain areas. I telling you that. No game here in Trinidad because here what going on. Director, right. Candice. You know they tried to stop the program last night. Yes. Good night, Miss Edwards. Good night. How are you?
A bit under the weather, but I'm okay. Excuse me. Well, I came in. I come in a little late and I was viewing one and listening about our gracious Prime Minister that making bacchanal and confusion wherever she making mischief.
But watch her. If I was to come here with this thing, is the lucky I come home later. The lucky I come home late here tonight. Heads with a rolling, but that is enough to scratch the surface because we don't come on late already. You understand?
Yeah, blessed night.
Yeah, brother. Good night. Nice to see you, man. Nice to hear you. Nice way to be on the program, brother. I know you was in the comment section. You listen, and you hear. What you have to say concerning that? I mean, this Prime Minister and that scumbag that they call heavy duty will do and say anything. Will do and say anything.
Wrong tongue heavy. You know that just any blood. Like bottom with shit. You understand, man? And according to what you say, he way quite down at NCW and them way before he.
NCW and them before. It's NCW. And watch me.
All of them.
Watch me. It has somebody before NCW, you know.
I tell you, it's a heap of them.
No, it has somebody just in front of NCW. Like Twiggy. Twiggy pushing she head straight up inside.
Up.
Yeah. Twiggy right before NCW.
According to Kitty, it has some.
But we have to make a brown. We have to make a brown tongue trophy, right? And like every day we part now is a challenge trophy. The brown tongue challenge trophy are the day. We have to give them I'm telling you about these people and them.
And are you watching all these men and them selling out? Are you watching all these fellas and them just selling out, boy? For nothing.
They don't care.
Imagine heavy duty and them fellas and them could sell out $1 billion country for scrums.
You telling me?
Them just interested in collecting the bag, you know. And according to Kitty, some of them licking outside. They was licking outside the crack. Now they according to you, they push their head inside the crack and they eating there now, you know.
Yeah.
You can't tell me You are aware of what's going on. Heavy, that heavy. All of them. All they seen what's going on, all they hear him because Heavy claims that he's a man on the ground. And yet still, you ain't put country before party, boy.
Them don't care about
that. And them fellas and them real brave, you know. Them fellas and them still walk in the public with the chest outside, you know. Them fellas and them still going up on our radio station every single day, you know, to try to convince the public to take enslavement and entrapment from this government, you know. Them do that every single day, you know, with a salary. Boy,
believe me. Yeah, you want me believe me, and I tell Kiki and this that today. After the bump you off, right? A particular minister sent me a follow Miriam quest with she phone number.
After the bump we out last night.
Yeah.
They died to tell you how sick days.
Yeah, what's going on, right? They realize this team we go and put it together the fair way. So that looking for the weakest link, but my tongue in brown. Last time I checked, my tongue in brown.
Yeah, but listen to me. Oh God. So then people don't have a heart. You know what it is to see people not having as much as food to feed their family. Watch me for a person to look beyond that or look past that or turn in a different direction. They had to be heartless. You had to be the most wickedest person on the face of the earth.
You telling me?
Like he was the house nigga in Kunta Kinte and them days, Heavy and all of them. Because you can't tell me, oh God, you hearing the cries of the people, you on the news media every day because you have a news channel thing on YouTube and wherever. You know, you have this statistic in front of you. How much people were sent home? How much people would have gotten rehired? And it was little and next to nothing. Heavy's not a fool. Heavy's a man on the ground. But apparently he put in his ears to the ground and he dissecting what he wants to dissect and move with.
Yeah, but not only that, Candice.
Heavy's are done.
Heavy's
are done. He fully done, he fully literate. And he tongue brown.
Heavy putting here on the ground and he leaving. He buttocks exposed.
Oh Lord, you.
That is what he's doing. And he's allowing, he's inviting people like, he's inviting the Prime Minister to come. Why is he here down? To come and check him.
These people and them have to be wicked. These people and them have to, and they expect you, after they raise all these high traffic fines and everything, where a man could make an honest dollar, they put the cart in front of the horse and they taxing people left, right, and center. Well, I hear they're going and interfere with the pension, poor people pension.
As you say that, let me get in contact with my partner one time because he has some things to say concerning that, and to the general public. The numbers are there on the screen. We go accept some calls tonight. We go accept some calls because we want to know what's on our mind, you know? Because we can't do this by ourselves. You understand? We is the government, and we must let Kamla Persad Bissessar and a whole incompetent ministers and them know what we for. We can't let them. We can't let that. I mean, if you watch men like Roger Alexander, total dunce. He does, but he's a big disappointment. Yes.
Let me tell you something now. The same way how all of we come together and we let the PNM know what time of the day it is, because the PNM did forget themselves too. Right? So this is a lesson for them too. So the same way we could come together and tell the PNM, all right, enough is enough, or let's step down, and we give the UNC a chance, all of we had to come together and tell the UNC, hey, what's going on? You see that what they're doing there? You see that what they're doing there? We're not having that. And what's where they're banking on here, you know what the UNC banking on? The fact that we happy-go-lucky. So they're making all the decisions. You notice they're paying we no fucking mind. They're paying we no mind, you know. They just don't care.
Let me see if I get this man here. But go ahead, Candice.
They literally don't care. Well, I listen to me. I read a story on TikTok yesterday. I didn't get a chance to make a content yet about the set of drugs that went missing in the station in Chagonas, and it was bricks. They replaced it with board or with wood or whatever. I want to hear what the commissioner had to say about that. I want to hear what Roger Alexander had to say about that.
Them police and them they need counseling.
Them had a cut in that. If them way is the top way to give them the oil play to go with it.
Nah, well listen to me. That is what you know how disgraceful that looking. You know how that and them is the one that want to imply Zoso and we. They need to put them Zoso in all them police station. Trinidadians have to stand up against that Zoso. We don't want that. Let them keep that Zoso.
Wherever Zoso or because they're looking to come with the SOE, we have to stand for that.
Let them put the SOE in them station and them because listen to me. It's no secret, the Lord exposing everything they know.
Was locked down today as police began investigating their own colleagues after seized marijuana.
Right, there's it here.
The Chaguanas police station was locked down today as police began investigating their own colleagues after seized marijuana went missing from the station and replaced with pieces of wood. Officers say 2 kilograms of marijuana were lodged on Tuesday for safekeeping. But when investigators returned today, the drugs were gone. The packages had been photographed and confirmed as marijuana, but was swapped out. Police sources described the theft as unbelievable and even suggested the drugs may have been borrowed. Every officer on duty was ordered to remain at the station while they were questioned, and the Professional Standards Bureau was called in. This comes just months after a constable at the Barataria police station was charged in connection with the theft of $1 million worth of marijuana, but 20 kilograms were replaced with clay bricks and styrofoam.
That is all your police. And you realize they don't start to make an excuse already. When they say the marijuana could have been borrowed, meaning that they're trying to imply probably a police borrow it for evidence in the next matter. That is what they're implying there. But here what they tell people, if it was borrowed, it couldn't have been lost. Because somebody would have known where that drugs was. So how you could say maybe it was borrowed? That is what they're going and tell you, you know? That is what they're going and tell the public, you know? It was taken out from there to go in our next station to present before magistrate and then never went. That is what they're going and say.
We cannot, no.
That is what they're going and tell you, but where's the record for it? They can't tell you. It's a game thing with the police force, you know. There was a certain but
anyhow, I done started do my work on the grounds, and my people in my community, which is like from Duncan Street become Sealots, they welcoming only with open arms when we have a petition or the other sign for we to give, and they are done with the demonstration. So, you know what I mean? We ready.
Yeah, but these people and them mad. It's the police, you know, that is so shameful. I hope Govera, the Punisher, and Philip Alexander, Roger Alexander, sorry. I hope this, I know by now they see it. I want to hear what is the input on that. I'm calling them out. I'm calling out Roger Alexander and the Punisher. Let me hear the input on that.
If them get it all clear to go with it.
You will never hear. You will never hear Arnold Roberts say anything, neither Philip. Never.
No.
So these people encouraging criminal activities then. But hey, let me tell you something now. I find this with that. This one, you see this one? This one helped put the last nail in the coffin. We had the Justin Samaru, and now we had that, and it had plenty other other things that would have happened in the police station, and it made the news. And it even made the news where other officers were caught in criminal activities, in sexual drug trafficking, and all these kind of things. We have to set an example.
But what about the junior SOE, the pilot, where the two police they have kidnapped and murdered? What do you come on that?
The two police?
Yeah, when they kidnap the man and kill him. The two police.
No, they talk about it, but that's like a natural death. And that is something I find they must do. When you lock up police officers, right, and you charge them and they make in the jail, you're supposed to have a follow-up on the story. You must have a follow-up. They just leave it to dead. So.
Brother, you make a very interesting point there, because you see, and I want to come back to people like Heavy Duty and them. Heavy Duty will never make a comment based on it. Never. What wrong?
Nothing.
What about that? What about that? What about Arnold Roberts, the drunken master? What about he? But Arnold Roberts maybe wish. That
was on roti.
Yeah.
That was on coffee.
Arnold Roberts maybe did wish he get a piece of that drugs, because we know what he capable of. We know where he capable. This is what he capable of.
Look him.
Listen to me. That is thing the government supposed to be highlighting if you're fighting on behalf of the people. Remember, all they didn't commit that crime.
Just now, Candace. Just now I wait to see Arnold Roberts.
Oh God, with my glasses, Lord Jesus.
It's unknown who shot the video, when it was shot, and where exactly it was shot, but it appears to be in a hotel room. And in this shot, we can see a set of keys with a tag marked 201. TV6 News tried contacting the minister, believed to be in the video, but calls to his mobile phone went unanswered. The communications minister also could not be reached for comment. We then contacted their boss, Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessar.
Listen what Kamla said.
She would not be able to comment until she saw the video.
What? Say that again? Yes, okay. Yes, of course, yeah. Do you recall what I told you is on the video? Do you recall what did I say was on the video? You don't, but I told you 4 times, you don't remember? Yes, I will, Madam Prime Minister, certainly. I'll do that in the morning.
This story takes us to tonight's People Meter.
No, that is Arnold Roberts. And from judging from what I see in that video there, he could have do it out of that thing there that come out from the police station.
But he done get from that already.
Yeah, you.
He get, and plus 2, the MPM, she done get, she done, because it says high grade thing, you know. That says OG.
But what politicians come to in Trinidad and Tobago? Long time a politician supposed to be a well-respected person.
But we haven't Macoy man, we haven't corrupt officials, we have. Boy, this place go.
When I see Paddy in the little brat up, I say, but what the ass is this boy? And like when I watch, I see that some blowing in a bag. No. Something got to be wrong. I don't like these people walk over beyond freaking Trinidad and Tobago, yes, for me to get a vote.
Obia is joke.
For them to get a vote, because I don't understand. Watch me, like everything started to come to light for me, you know.
Hey, Mr. Jeffrey.
Oi.
As I hear right now, I have two concern, right? A brother of mine passed away about 2 years ago. He was working for the Spin Corporation for 20 something years, and he next second, which is my niece, right? And the government spinning she around to get she the little wherever wherever little small pittance it is not. So I know if you could highlight that, right? And next thing, I have a brother, he suffered a stroke, and he same for the Spin Corporation, and you know he had it was time to resign, right? I was going to mention it to him after I finish. He resigned almost 2 years now, and it's the same thing. The only spending them to get them some way is due for them after they work all these years, you know, which I find a process like that. They're supposed to speed it up and give, because in this time right now, as is right, the place hard, so people need whatever little thing. I mean, my brother passed away, me so rest in peace, but his daughter, she have a little disability, and it is 4 children behind that. His name is Justin Wint. May his soul rest in peace. And my next brother, he is Ishmael Gomez. He walking on a stick. He resigned, and he have many things, you know. So, and they just continue come back. The thing income from Kent House, you know. And it's not just them alone I want to talk about, right? It are people that resigning and staying 3, 4, 5 years, sometimes they're dead, and they get away. It's them own. So I want to raise that, not just for my brother, them are talking about across the board, all working government, and 3, 4, 5 years. And so sometimes when you do get I'm there 2, 3 days after. So, you know, that is something we need to address.
Yeah, because I have been talking about that for the longest while too. You know, when a person retire, all right, you all along you know when to withdraw your money. You know, when they stay home, or if they overpay you, they know to take out the money. But you would have known. Go ahead.
No, that is a serious issue where brother talk about it, and we had to dedicate a whole show for that. And if we could, I mean, your brother and them, if we could get them here, we talk about it, and let me see if we could. No. He talking about the child.
Yeah, my niece.
Right. Let me see if we can get this problem addressed.
I even go as far to try to spy girl job for she, and that's spinning she around. Same NCW. He tell me bring she a bike Queen's Hall, and when I went up there, it was a kind of scene. Now she willing to town work. Coinciding the disability she have, which is she born with a long and short foot, but for you to like make it out, I don't know she good. Yeah, Sam, but she willing to work. She even go as far as going to City Hall and ask for his speed now long time in corporation when situation like them happen. You know your child, your oldest child get his space. So
yeah,
I play on behalf.
Yes, that is something that we will have to talk about, and I mean, even if she can't talk, we could probably pity and we could talk about it. Anybody else in the area that want to talk? A matter of fact, we coming by here, brother. You don't know the thing already. We'll come up there and we will talk about that.
Well, yeah.
You understand? We go come up there, we go sit down and we go talk about that. We go tame out. We go come with the cameras, with the mic, and we go sit down and have a discussion.
I guess she too. I go get she, and well, my next brother who I'm getting stroke. Well, I go tell it for get he, but if I can't get he, I could get he come on now. Why? Because she do only up and down too.
And you see, that's the thing. We have to go out and meet with the people.
Have to.
And give them a voice. Let their voices be heard. You know, and to also let them know they are not in it alone.
We are all in this.
Stand.
We are all in this. Now, if all see I exit the program, really, it's because I outside have a plan on phone, but my battery saying to 25%, but
That's
I
okay.
talk.
That's okay.
So Mervin, let me say big up to Mervin Allen on the chat. Mervin Allen on the YouTube chat. Good afternoon to you. I seen him putting up the national flag, man. 100%. He liked the program. Good night, Mervin
Patriot.
Allen. Yeah, Patriot. And to everybody who was, sorry about that. I just disconnect the phone a little bit. So anybody who again that want to call could call now. Could call now.
Somebody's asking to come up.
Who is that?
Somebody by the name of Paul 45 King.
Right, just let me bring him up. Yes, good night, sir.
Yeah, good night, good night.
Pleasant good night.
Yeah, you're absent. You see that match? They're going to come out full in that match. You know what I telling you? Because it's time we stand up for the poor people in this country. You understand? It have a certain individual who in the UNC government right now. Jack wanna say he can have afford to send his wife to university. And right now he's the second richest man in the country. These politicians and these people have we citizens under pressure. Because when they thief the money, they ain't getting locked up. They pay no kind of consequences for it. And then everybody living happy and people just suffering and going through all kind of pressure for years and years and years. We need to come together as the people and stop letting them politicians use paying us for fools. You understand? We is the government. We will run things. No 28 people can run things to the whole country. We have to come together and put things in we favor. You understand? Stop talking and act. Time to act. You understand what I say?
Yeah. We attack
in that match.
Thank you, brother. The match coming. You see today, Victor Roberts would have dropped off the letters. The match is coming. Don't worry about yourself. And there are people that feel that they could come in the public domain and make allegation. We have letters to them too. So if the Attorney General in this country believe that he could go all out to protect the Prime Minister at any cost, even in the factor that she break the law, even if he has something coming, because at the end of the day, what Kamla Persad Bissessar would have done by saying that these independent senators would have accepted a bribe or tried to solicit a bribe, a matter of fact, and not provide no evidence, she is engaging in a criminal act by not revealing the names. And the Attorney General in this country have to answer. And if we have to put pressure on he and the DPP for them to do the work, they have to answer. They have to answer.
Must.
Yeah,
so
people.
We have two new people here. King, yeah, good evening, sir.
Good night.
Yes.
Good night. As Amanda stay in the background, I just listen, I just hear. But I'll give you a little real life story. I from East Port of Spain, mind you. Right? I was a CPEP contractor, mind you. Right? But you know, in the history of CPEP, it never had it in East Port of Spain until the People's Partnership come in power. All you know that? So CPEP was initialized in East Port of Spain under the UNC partnership through McCandle Jaga. Right? I telling all you because I was one of the contractors since 2010. Right? Since 2010 we have CPEP in East Port of Spain. Not because of Patrick Manning, you know. Because of McCandle Jaga. And anybody who will contest that, let me tell you, right? On top of that, when the UNC lost the election, we, the people in the area, had was to go to the PNM and let them know straight. The PNM, it was 60 names. The PNM gave me back 30. They gave me back 30. You understand? When the initial contracts were signing, I was very reluctant to go and sign it for the 2029 because my contract was good till 2026. You understand? But I went and do it. I was vexed. So if out of 300 contractors, right? Because I lobbied for CPEP for the poor people in the country with the calling ghosts. You understand? You lobbying for me. Because at the end of the day, it's not no P&M give me these CPEP contracts, This UNC People's Partnership are talking about in 2010 and also.
Say that again for them, my brother.
You understand? So they come like they take bread out with
Brother,
that work so hard.
Brother, I wait to repeat that again for me from 2010. Who gave all of the contracts?
The NJAC under the People's Partnership partner, right? And when the PNM take it, I went and get it back for the people, You understand? But when
the PNM, the PNM never, when PNM win, right? They never take it, right?
What they take it.
What did?
Oh gosh,
what they did?
They take it. But I went and lobbied for the people in East Port of Spain, and not only East Port of Spain, for Lavantil, to make sure they get back a little play. And they give me back the full 60, They give me back 30. But
well, the shake, they didn't take it like, taking it is way, listen me, taking it is way,
when government change,
it does
different.
It does do things different, but what I'm saying, they still get back something. And they still get back something, but
when they win this election, they take it away. That what we talking about.
Batch, let me talk. Right? And the CIA talking, I don't say nothing. Right? You talk about corporation, I talk about CPEP. Right? It have so much people was depending on this CPEP in East Port of Spain and Lavantil and environments. Even in the own constituency. Just because they decide that, 300 contracts signed till 2029, too much money to pay.
No, they didn't find it was too much money to pay. No, brother, they didn't find that was too much money to pay. It was too much money to give certain people. That is where it was.
Listen to me, the certain people who are trying to fight down.
It's we. Yeah, but it's we kind of people too.
Exactly, that's the whole point. So they come like the fight, the fighting down the own people who kick against the PNM in 2010. You understand? Because, all right, I ain't saying it might have a PNM contractor who think, but I as a contractor and also running my business, paying people NIS, doing everything we're supposed to do when it comes to running a company, and I still get my throat bust. So, at the end of the day, right now only me, but what about my 30 workers and other contractors who was doing the right thing?
Brother,
so
talk.
Don't come and tell me.
No, talk. You had to let them know. Talk.
Who about this talk? Who about this?
Talk.
Who about this talk? Don't
afraid to talk. Don't call my name, dog.
Right,
listen to me, right? At the end of the day, them 30 people and them who was working CPEP, and not only 30, in my area is 90, because 3 different contractors. I could put my head on a block. It's not one ghost running on it. They use the ghost activity and the criminal activity. And mind you, me no criminal. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
I can vouch for you.
No,
I can vouch
for me. My credentials alone could vouch for me. Nobody had to know who talking here, I find now was the time for them people to realize what they do was unfair, right? Because when it is people in no bread in their mouth, who you think feel the targeting? Kamla? They ain't targeting none of them. They're targeting the people in the area who was thinking the same, like we partner Jason X.
Yeah.
And all these people who was making sure that, all right, let we look for change. Because I was doing the same thing in 2010, I went UNC rally, I went all kind of thing to bring home things for my people. And now look what happened. The user clause 15 to bust everybody's throat. Across the board. Mash up the whole cup. It's still have people getting paid CPEP up to this day.
Yeah.
It have people getting paid, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, working down in the office.
Right.
In the office.
Right.
You understand? They're still on the payroll up to this day. They still have a board, they still have all of these things. But at the end of the day, right, I just get fed up and I find like, all right, even I and all, as an ex-TSTT worker who gets sent home in 2018 under the worker, Clive Elder and them who sell out the company, hand me home, I can't get work. Because I'm 47 years old and they say I'm too old and I'm too overqualified.
Hold on there, brother. We have a call on the line. Let me give the call passage. Let me hear what you say after. Good night, caller.
Good evening. All right. I listen to you all. Listen to this program a lot. And you all are doing a good job.
Thank you, brother.
But the guy who is talking there, I want you all to understand something.
Yeah, we listening.
Yeah. Now, I want to draw an analogy from Donald Trump to Kamala. He said, listen carefully, he will deport migrants, he will deport people, criminals and this and that and the other. Now, their philosophy is that if you're not white, you're not right. They get rid of you. They will import people from South Africa, white people, and give them land and give them people from Europe. You want people from Europe to come to America, but everybody else. Kamla's position was party first. She people first, and she keep blaming the PNM. I taking care of my own. So what hurt me is to see my people didn't understand the dog whistles that have been happening over the years, even from 2010 to 2015, and still go and say yellow is the code because he comes to give them something. People, their party is based on race. They will always tell the people. I listen to a woman on Facebook saying that the thing to replace people is only Indians getting work. So what they expect? What all they expect? 2010 to 2015 project pride in the airport, in the airport, on that budget and people something, and all still want to do it, and they will still go and do it again. What will they expect? The people send out the dog whistle saying that it's party first. She even accused Rowley when Dr. Rowley backpedaled in the parliament. And she said, who tells the backpedal? Why don't tell the people? That is on the answer. She accused the PNM for helping PNM own people and PNM backpedal. Either PNM. Right? But she, in plain, as she's coming to power, she gave the descendants of Carney workers land. The people there are gone. She still gives the descendants land, the grandchildren land, and the children land. Right? These people don't play. If party first, they own first. But my people, I'm a contractor too, for one. And I used to tell my workers, do not go and vote against all your own interests. They went and voted for the UNC. All of them get fired. All of we get fired. And I end up helping most of my workers financially up to recently. Right? Because people love other people than themselves. Learn to love yourself. Love yourself. The people have the dog with saying what they will do and when they do it all the way. It's all called that. we called that one and me, I'll die before I look for them. You understand? We as African people keep trying, we don't understand history. If you understand Chilean history, the Caribbean history, you will never vote for them. I go on.
Thank you, caller.
Let me continue my story.
Just hold on. We have our next caller. Just stop. Caller, good night.
Good evening.
Yeah, load on on your side. Yeah, you have to load on your side, caller.
Finish my story by the time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thing, right? In 2013, I went up for East Dry River as a councillor under the NJAC People's Partnership. You understand? You know what them people do? Tell me what they do. The COP sent a representative to fight against me and the PNM. You know where end up the vote? The PNM get 800, the COP get 100, I get 150. They split the old vote in 2013. You understand? In my constituency at East Dry River. And trust me, it worked for a reason. You know the PNM woman started to work with me after she win. You understand? So politics is not really about party. It's about people. You understand? I get the most votes in NJAC history as a party, whether it be local or general. 150 votes for NJAC.
Just so.
You understand?
Caller, you don't load on your set on your side. You get me?
Right.
Good evening.
Without NJAC, Makanda Gaga did real work.
So, I don't know why rolling.
Just no king.
Right? You hear me now?
Yeah.
Right. Now, I applaud you. The first time I saw you fighting for the workers, I say, I really want to get in touch with this man. Right? You're doing a wonderful job. But this instance where we're on here, it have to deal with a rural government. Because I heard a caller said, what happened in 2010 to 2015. However, the difference was in 2025, the government cares nothing about workers that would have sent home 40,000 odd people from getting a bread. And that's what we have to look at. Now, if it is that they were corrupt contractors, all they have to do is look into that. But the poor man who gain $1, they might have talked about under the PNM things was hard, but people was having $1. But the woman came and said she loves people and then take bread from them out. That is what we have to remember. And then what they did, they want to muzzle us. Right? They also want to keep us in a kind of a zone. That is why this Zoso bill came. Alexander tonight responding to the police, the drugs that missing in the police. You know what he said? They're going and tighten up on stations to take log and take, information of the officers and whatnot. This man on the wrong side of the law, but he still feels he's a police. He does not understand his role. Okay? So I'm saying this to say that if we as African people don't take charge of what's happening, these people are going to take over and decimate us. So I'm ready to be a part of that man
Yeah.
with Victor Robert and yourself and all who I could get involved.
Thank you, sir.
Brother,
We go down and call you bell just now.
Carrying on, continue doing that. And heavy and them is a waste of time. Heavies are done. I don't care what heavies are done. And them is the car. Have a blessed evening, my brother.
Yes, brother. So, brother, let me give way for you let you finish your story because you know a lot of people call it in. But let me hear your story, brother. You say with the end jack and you would have gotten the most votes, 150 votes, right? At Luigi.
Right. And with that kind of activism, right, we was pushing against the PNM in 2010. We caused that whole spiral and that whole thing. When it come, Patrick Manning was the mastermind of CPEP.
Yeah,
you know, he never had a CPEP team in Lamont.
Brother, I know what you're talking about today. You know, I know you would have said that today because I had this clip line up right here where you talk about it.
Right? And it's until, God rest his soul, Makanda Daga, who came to win East Port of Spain and he said, hey, here we're going on all the youths. That time was Rasta and Muslim war. It had two commissioners of police, Poloski or whatever his name is, from Canada. Crime was down for 6 months straight. You know who get the kudos for it, right? The two commissioners from outside, not knowing the work we was doing on the ground was holding down the crime because Daga had inspiration for the youth. He even had inspiration in me. He had seen something in me I'd never even seen myself. You understand? God rest his soul. But at the end of the day, leaders are not made, they're born. You understand? And he tried to make us into businessmen instead of being gangsters, gangsterism, right? So you know what he tell me to do? He say, not only in my area, no, the whole of Lavantie I talking about, you know, St. Barb's, St. Paul Street, all with a wine right now. But he tried to get them away from that kind of mentality and make them businessmen, right? I is one of them. I take that kind of thing. It are many others, but at the end of the day, when power change, the people who in charge just say, you know what? Them is UNC, them is thing, bust the throat. Not knowing, this is more than politics. This is about people, bread and butter. It are people who used to work for me. They're no longer working. They're in the streets. Right? So what is they supposed to do when nobody, no avenue? You ain't think they're going to do something off?
Yeah.
Right? But when I'm going to go back to Daga, when it comes to the Rasta and Muslim war, he used that as a tool. And they know this, eh? Them people and them know this, eh? They know this was happening in Lavantie, to get away from the crime, cease fire, that we live with each other and whatever the case is, right? But you know what they come and say now? They say CPEP is controlled by a set of criminal gangs and whatever the case is. That is unproven up to now, eh? Because if a man is a criminal, it have freedom of information. You could go and pull the company profile. You can see all who are the company, if they is criminal or not.
Yeah.
So it's a set of excuses. Then they come and say, what? It's just excuses. The point is, when the PNM came in power in 2015, that is.
Yep, correct.
They take away all the contracts too, from the same people.
Yeah.
They do the same thing. But the people in the area went to the MPs and they lobbied and they let them know straight why telling you here, watch me. This is not no thing. And the PNM still had consideration for contractors who was under the UNC. So how come now in 2025 the UNC having no consideration for the same contractors now when it comes to CPEP? They close down the whole CPEP, whether it be from Separia, Regional Corporation, whatever. So Peter pay for Paul and Paul pay for everybody.
All that story this. Good night, caller.
Good night, good night.
Yes, good night, ma'am. What is your contribution tonight on
Right.
the
What
program?
I want to talk about it. I know Kamla is listening to all this. Right? It's about certain particular TV station that be advocated for this government, yeah?
Yeah, that TTT. Like don't play with that. That TTT. TTT advocating. TTT.
No. Ian.
Oh, Ian Allen. Right.
Yes.
Right.
So he will be advocating for these people, fooling the people that are playing with the people minding them.
Yeah, but everybody know Ian Allen is a UNC because there once upon a time he went up for a minister position. Everybody know that, and he just play like if he never went up for MP. But
exactly.
Yeah. And he lost by the way.
All right.
Yeah. Well, family, thanks for calling. Brother, go ahead.
Right.
Let me come back to
now
this discussion.
Now only the PNM do that too, no? We had a program called the Agriculture Now, where the program was bringing tilapia rearing. I don't know if you ever see that on the internet, but I do all of these things on them in East Port of Spain already. When it comes to the Ministry of Agriculture, had a program called Agriculture Now under the UNC, and they was teaching us how to rear tilapia with the tanks.
Right. Partner, hold one more time there. Good night, caller.
Yeah, good night. Let me make a little correction. When the PNM won the election in 2015, they did not take away the contract from UNC. As a matter of fact, the UNC continue with the contractors under the PNM reign until 2018 because my contract was signed in 2018.
So where you say the PNM did continue with them with the contracts, right?
Yes. Because I know you know me TV, so I could barely hear it.
Yeah.
On my phone, right?
Yeah.
So what happened is, I was in general council, and the contract when PNM won the election, we did not get any contract. The PNM allowed the UNC because the UNC at the EVA election, yes, at the EVA election in 2015, in 2014 going into 2015, the UNC signed over a 3-year contract for all the contractors, and they continued until 2018. The PNM people like myself, contractors like myself, had over to wait 3 years. The same thing. What the PNM did? What when Kamla, because our contract along right now in my desk there, right? And which they're supposed to pay me for. And we in limbo, we don't know what's happening. But the PNM did not do what the US, what Kamla did. The PNM allowed the contract to stay for 3 whole years. Because the PNM are fair party. They said let them continue. Because to stop them to pay out all those contractors, they didn't want to do that. They didn't say corruption or this or that. They allowed them. I know all the contractors under the UNC, and they continued.
Yeah.
But in come Kamla, and she stopped all the contractors and put 30,000 people on the breadline, 350 contractors, and lie. They lie and say it's a corruption. Let me tell you something. Under CPEP, boy, you had to be real meticulous with them female officers. They come in every day making sure you take the people there to work, and they want to see them at the counting heads and signatures. So how is that corruption? All the assets are lies they run with for the campaign, and African people like myself were done yellow and the cause when you see when everybody went. That's why you all the court today.
You're right. Everything you say is true.
Same color, the same thing
I was now saying.
The same claim African people, the same law, they study African people real good. study African people, but those people in the UNC study we. You see, they take corporal punishment out of school. Mrs. Bissessar did that. They know when it stops school, the African children, the government behave. It's part of our concept of West Africa. They study we. And here people making mistakes on the air saying that PNM did the same thing. They stopped the contract in 20. They never stopped the contract in 2015. Look, you see here, use the cell phone, Google it. You will see what God wants. No, Jesus has won.
Yeah, brother.
Right.
And you know the brother say the brother talk truth because they didn't stop the contract.
But I have 2 more points to make, right?
Yeah.
Before I go. Right, hear this, right? Before the election, now the election go on day, the PNM really called we to sign the contracts, eh? But I had 2 minds to go and sign that contract, knowing that my contract goes till 2026, But let me ask you something. If I did go and didn't sign that contract and leave my contract till 2026, will I still be working CPEP today? Knowing that all the 300 other contractors signed the contract? You know what? Accept me? Ask that question there.
No, you would not be
right. That my throw the same way.
Your throw with that boss.
Exactly, because they would have watched, but wait, how this contractor in go and sign for the 2029 and he go till 2026? Would I be still working CPEP with my 30 workers? No. Right? The next thing I want to see. Right? Hold on. I'll get it. Hold on.
Next
thing I want to say, put it in.
They wanted to mash up everybody, boy. Everybody. Because according to what I would have seen, the information that they would have released.
In order?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me finish before you start. Right? In order for you to get your last payment, your lieu payment, right? As a contractor, you had was to be compliant. Meaning, your company had to be straight. You had to be paying your NIS, your health surcharge, your VAT, everything in order to get the last payment. The last payment was due to you as a contractor, as a worker. Before you could get that payment, CPEP wanted all the compliance business. Meaning that you can't get your money unless you're compliant. I want to know how much of them get the money since CPEP closed down. If it's all or some. Because if you're not compliant under OPR registration, you can't get no contract. Right? So, they come and the fool we and they say they ain't doing this, they ain't thinking, I have an old person retire. She went NIS and she gets you with she money. You know why? Because me as a company owner was making sure and pay the workers NIS. You understand? So you can't come and tell me there's a set of corruption going on. If everybody get the money, contractors get all the money if you're not compliant. And that's all I have to say. Let we all are we smart. I don't talk there.
And I was trying to get a person here just as knowledgeable as yourself concerning the CPEP contract was to come up here and talk. But people so afraid concerning the victimization and Trinidad and Tobago. We have to be straightforward or you ain't doing nothing wrong. Or you ain't doing nothing wrong.
Now is not the time to be afraid, These people show you what they made up of and they don't care, And as I always say, it's we who put them there. They are working for us. And they didn't wait to show us their true colors. They show us when they're getting and they're settling. They start to fire the same people that put them in power. So what does that tell you? They only wanted to use us. So when the woman sang the song, when the woman sang the song African for Sale.
That's what she was talking about. No, she was talking about heavy. She was talking about heavy duty. Good night, caller.
Good night.
Yes.
Now I want to agree with him. Your company has to be straight, right? To get the loop, which I received. and many other contractors we see. But it have contractors who I know, and if it was on the chat, in CPEP chat, they was compliant straight and up to today, and I could call in the company, which I wouldn't do. Up to today, the UNC have not given them their money. They said the UNC said close up CPEP, $10 million to close up CPEP. It's still have people in the building they're being paid in St. Madeleine. Right? It didn't close up yet. Right? And when they talk about corruption, all they really now did this rabbit hole going down. Listen, people, I don't know when all of them learn. It's about advancing their own at the end of the day. It's half contractors right now, I know personally, who are perfect in the NS and the health charge contribution like myself, and still have not been paid up to today. I'm speaking. Right now, everything gone silent. They can't get the money. They fill up call CPEP. And I can send them, if I have the number, I can send somebody chat there. And you will see it itself, workers' rights.
No, well,
yeah,
you can send it. You can send it on this. You can send it on this number. At this point in time, I want to ask you. I mean, we're going on match, and I want to know if you're able to come out to that match.
Listen, I custom matching.
Right.
I will support anything that is right and is just for the poor people who I know who went on the break. But listen, you see, it's one thing to talk to read about it, but the next thing to experience it, you know. I experience people from our workers, people still suffering up today, you know. People with babies. These people in government, when I watch them in a black tie party and they're doing this and they're doing that, and they're collecting $70,000 a month. These people really well. It's our people in my community here. Real suffering, you know. Former people workers, some of my former workers. I don't know my background to support them, you know. And how much I could do. That's right. People, boy, all the study, all the African history, boy. Study it and see what these people are going. If they continue like this, next 20 years, African people will stand a chance in this country. And I thank God for the PNM because it's a fair party.
Good night.
Brother, watch me. I'm feeling the passion in that fella voice. You
feeling the passion?
Yeah, I'm feeling the passion.
Let me remind all you something. And that happened just about, in 2026. It happened 6 years ago. Remember when it had COVID?
Just now, the person in the chat, the number on the screen right there, 333-2176. That is the number to call, 333-2176. So the person on WhatsApp, Ms. Felix, that is the number, 333-2176. Go ahead, Smiley.
I want to let you remember COVID. Remember during COVID, everybody was home. And the government issued a statement stating that the workers and them, because I keep hearing everybody talking, because they bring up the narrative of corruption in CPEP.
Yeah.
Right? Because everything is corruption. PNM was so corrupted that they even gave us, PNM showed us who was really corrupted. Because all the people who did not get the grants, ask them if the NIS was being paid.
And all that all day one time, brother. Good night, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you all?
No, we good here tonight. We good here. Talking about some serious issues here on the live.
I listened to the conversation, but you know I had to call. Because you know that I was a CPEP contractor.
Okay.
So I had to call. And I heard someone called a while ago, yes, who was a CPEP contractor, and he's correct. There are people who are compliant, NIS and everything, everything. And up to now, they can't even get, if they ain't get the month, neither the Lou. But here was my problem. When the UNC came into office, right?
Mm-hmm.
They went to Parliament for $60 million. What did they do with that money? For CPEP. You remember that?
Yeah. Go on,
You
it make
remember
news. Yes.
what up to this day they haven't told us what they did with that money, and then you went again for more money out of the budget to say you're going to pay off and pay the workers and whatever. What that $60 million was for, and I'm still trying to find out that. Then they're not telling us about the $1.6 billion from the Heritage and Civilization Fund that was drawn down. What these monies was for? Was it to pay off certain things?
No,
And
that's
the caller before that was correct. You have people still in the CPEP office drawing a salary, right? But we want to talk about corruption and ghosts and from this to the other. But I want them to tell us you still have people in the URP office doing what?
Thank you, ma'am.
I could call them, I don't care.
For saying that. Thank you, ma'am, for mentioning
And
the
all the
URP.
other deputy
Still have
managers
workers there.
who inside of there,
And
who are they
URP
servicing? Who are they servicing? Who they overseeing? And they're being paid. And then all they want to talk about corruption. They name me a ghost and all they know I don't care. They name me a ghost.
Well,
But a ghost in what capacity?
Well, you have to come here, you know. We have to talk, you know. We have to talk because there are certain people waiting for you to talk for them to go with your ghost, you know. But once you're on this platform here, just what I'm saying, they can't go with your ghost.
My back broad. I could take the electrical when I give in. I had to learn to take. But taking next to something what I do, not what I didn't do. You understand what I'm telling you? All of them who come in and running to go and talk about ghosts. Who is the biggest ghostbuster in Trinidad and Tobago? Tell me. Who is the biggest ghostbuster in corruption? Under the UNC, URP, CPEP. Listen, under the PNM dispensation, we had to give two accounts. Let me explain to all you. One for management fee, that is the contractor's fee. The other bank account was for your NIS health surcharge to go into that. Under the UNC, all the money was going into one account, and it had plenty contractors, if not all, wasn't paying NIS. They wasn't paying nothing. They was taking the money and doing all kind of thing. That's why they could come now and say that, oh, how much money you're making, but you see, they're not telling people the breakdown. Because the contractor under PNM never pays salaries to the workers. CPEP was responsible for that. All you was getting is your little kakada. If you're not VAT registered, you was getting something like $22,000 or $23,000. And out of that, you have to pay all your taxes, everything. So when they want to talk, tell them come and talk good and come and bring the facts. Yes, baby.
And we put it up on the screen there for you to see, you know, because there are a lot of people talking corruption thing. But I wanted to look at the list from we running it from 2010 straight up till 2024, where you would have seen how much millions of dollars have been spent and the drawdown and things. Under the UNC party, it would have skyrocketed up to $717.5 million. That was the highest. That was in 2015. That is why that when they would have ballooned the whole URP organization.
Budget, yeah, the balloon budget.
But Renaissance, under UNC from 2010 to 2015, they changed the concept of CPEP. I saw with my own two eyes all kind of things they put on CPEP as doing billing drain and billing this and billing that. Is not what CPEP was conceptualized for. It was not. So when they want to come and talk, let them come good with the facts. But they could only run in Parliament and play they talking all that rubbish. They could only run now to confuse people. Because here what I'm telling all you tonight. Hear what I am saying to you. The dollar will devalue just now. And they're going straight to IMF. So they're following all IMF regulations. To show
Ma'am, let me
IMF
don't go there.
why
Let
they
me
are
don't go there
working to
again.
get
Let me
loan
don't
they're
go there
looking
again.
for.
Yes, now,
People
ma'am.
that's
Yes, now,
shipping in this
ma'am.
country.
Ma'am,
Just now,
ma'am.
just now, she the idea, big man, she the idea. She.
I was sitting here. You hear why I saying and explain it to her. Ma'am, I want you to explain to the listeners on this program here what was the concept of CPEP.
So
Right.
you hear that, Sharon?
CPEP, yes. So
Right.
CPEP was Mr. Manning's. That was his incubator. That was a baby that was formed, that he created. Wherever it was created, he brought it to the forefront. It was supposed to clean your communities, and you were supposed to work within your communities so that you don't have to spend a set of money for transport and traveling all over. So you're living in an area, you're working in that area. You're coming to work from 6, or you're coming to work from 7 to 12 or 1, and when you finish, you can go home to your family to prepare lunch and whatever for your children, pick them up from school and so on. You were supposed to go after that, an afternoon program to do something to better yourself. You was not supposed to stay in the program as a permanent thing. You were supposed to look for something else after to move on. But let me tell all you, in this lifetime, not everybody are academians. Not everybody are they are book intelligent like some of us. Not everybody can do that. So there are some people who are unemployable, and we have to face the facts. But they can do a lot of work with their hands. They may not have the education.
But still.
Yeah, Sharon. Right? Yeah, we listening to you, Sharon.
Go ahead.
Right. So that was supposed to be like, even, let me just go a little further, even the women's program. The women's program was also created for something similar to that. Woman, you drop your children to school, you come on your work, you finish in time to go home and pick up your children. It was designed for that. You have to keep your communities clean, and you work within your communities, and then you were supposed to extend and go on if you can.
No, but what I think she still missed the point that I was trying to get at, right? The point I was trying to get at, it was never designed to say that CPEP was a construction base like URP or cooperation. CPEP was designed to clean the nation's roadway and the communities. That's what CPEP was designed for. So how could you come and state now that CPEP was in your budget, that CPEP was supposed to build drain and road and pave road? Come on.
You from that side?
No, I hear kind of
explain it.
No. Sharon, come up on TikTok. Come up on TikTok.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I want the population to understand what CPEP was really geared for, and the purpose of CPEP, not what UNC brought it to, in order to swindle money out of the organization. Because this is what this party is about, deceiving the population and stealing their monies, and then they come in to blame PNM to steal the money. I'm not saying PNM didn't steal money. Ministers in PNM didn't steal money. I would never be married to that fact. Never. It allege nothing. I allege nothing here tonight because you were gone. You see what I'm saying? I could go to court and stand up for that. If this ain't no allege, it is the truth. It is facts.
Repeat what you said. Repeat what you said now, because I know kind of coming.
Okay, I want you to explain to the population, to the people who listening here, that the sole purpose of CPEP wasn't to build no drains, or sidewalks, or nothing like that. No construction area.
No, nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Then when UNC came into power and took over CPEP, what they turned it to in order to swindle the monies out of the population of Toronto. This is what I want you to explain to them.
Yeah, because it is a community-based program. It is to keep the community clean. Keeping the community clean is not building box train. It's not building no building. It was to clean the community. Cut the grass, make sure the communities are clean. It was never, the concept was never that. And you're correct, caller. You're correct. It had nothing to do with concrete work or construction work or nothing like that. Why would you give the contractors out to buy workers, weed cutters? You have your barrow with your brooms, your fan rake, your all these things, your blower. It had nothing to do with cement, gravel.
Mr. Cole is asking to be add back.
All right, I'll go add him back. But just now, we have a caller here. Let me give a little 2 minutes to the caller. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night. Me again.
Yes, caller, I hear you.
Let me know. They tall man, right? Sean, good partner.
Yes, that's all, man.
I want to ask a question. Between 2015 and 2025, the guy say he could go to court.
Yes, go ahead.
You tell me what one corruption that the PNM had that some member of the PNM stole money. Tell me one. Just one. Because I recall when Dr. Oli take office in 2015, he told the ministers that anytime any one of you all gets any problem, you all are on your own. I meant it. So you don't tell me about O'Halloran and this one about 58 hours. Tell me because we lose the election based on the lies that the UNC and the propaganda from 20 about the PNM from 2015 to 2025. So I want you just say to go to court.
Hold on, brother.
You have the receipt.
Hold on.
Tall man.
Just one.
Let me explain
just now smiling. Just now smiling.
Between 2015 and 2025. Just one. I listen, and this is tall man.
All right, tall man.
Listen.
Yes.
You just tell me one.
Brother, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying, right? I hope you're hearing what I say. I want you to hear what I say. When I said that I am not going to be naive, that it did not have corruption under the PNM, I wasn't speaking about a specific year or a specific time frame. It had corruption. Let we don't be naive to that fact. Let we don't be naive. Whether it be past administration or present administration or just recent administration, it had corruption under the PNM, where people mismanage funds to suit their own agendas. Let me don't be naive to that.
Misappropriation.
Add this to the mix one time. Right?
Right.
Right. Here, before I go.
When he say that corruption, he need to explain to us what kind of corruption he talking about, because I kind of lost. So you got to explain to me what he talking about.
Smiley.
Before you explain that, right? Hear this.
Just okay. Right? Let me hear you kick before you go. Yes.
Yeah, at that time, CPEP was under the HEC, Housing Development, for a period. That was the main ministry, right? The CPEP contractors was informed to clean the HEC compounds and the community spaces and the football fields in the areas, right? You know, CPEP closed. It didn't have a HEC cleaner or a worker man on the compound. You know what's going on in the HEC compounds right now? It's only bush. The same work what CPEP was doing for HEC, right? Now the HEC didn't even have workers to send. They didn't have no material. They have nothing to cut the bush and to maintain the same said compounds where Mr. Alexander is going on and telling people, your structure is illegal.
Boy, Roger, I mean Philip Alexander is a clown. I be real with you, and to besides. Nah,
I enough contractors in this thing. They know what I'm saying, right? Because I have been maintaining my community, 3 different HEC housing development for the past 13 years under 2 different governments. You understand? By myself and my community. The money wasn't going in my pocket alone. That 20,000, it had to go within my board of directors, which is about 4 people. So when the month come, I had to make sure and manage the company, pay all the taxes, and still pay 4 people on the board of directors, partner.
Wow.
Talk that.
Hold on. Look, partners, come back up. Partners, good evening again. Tall man.
Yeah. Now, I listened to a little bit of confused discussion from that guy. Now, take into consideration, I asked a simple question between 2010 and 2015 and 2025. Point out to me because
and this is what I never mentioned. What
the PNM
13 years I have
election based on the lies that are being propaganda. People went about slandering and lying and get African people like myself to continue with the lies on TikTok and all over the place. This is a perfect example of what we're seeing tonight. You ask a question, give me one receipt, just one, of some kind of evidence. We're speaking about certain time. Oh Lord Jesus, we're speaking about 2015 to 2025. We're talking about 50 years ago, 25 years ago. Because the PNM lost the election under Dr. Oli's reign, Siotong reign, between 2015 and 2025. This nonsense I hear people talking about some pine sky and some year and the King agency compound that can be under UNC. UNC will run keep up too. That can be under UNC. I mean, let me be real. That is why when we are representing ourselves, we have to represent ourselves truthfully with proper receipt and to talk properly over the airway. Otherwise, we'll talk foolish.
No. Tallman, thanks for the call. Thanks for the call.
For many years since Gladiator.
Yeah.
Sean, select that pastor Google. You could name them. Just, I know about this. Know how they're speaking because all will be misleading people. And let me tell you something before I go.
Yeah.
The problem I have with our people, we just like to hear something that sounds good and jump on the bandwagon and go on with it.
No, smiling all the way. I mean, let me be real. Let me show you something. We could say everybody falls short of the glory of God, right?
Of course.
We could say everybody falls short of the glory. But the man, tall man, is saying he talking about conviction. Let me show you some. David Lee, we could sure say that he defrauded the government because there is evidence concerning that. Yes. We could say Arnold Roberts was involved. His ministry, the ministry he was tendering over, was involved in corruption. We could be sure of that. We could say Khadija Amin was with a gangster man. We sure. Yeah, we could say Pandey with the same airport scandal. These things are outside there. But as to the conviction, if we had to put them line up side by side, UNC and side by side, and we're looking at conviction, the UNC is going to take the first, second, and third prize. Because Dr. Rafi Ratiram get caught up, net up with this human trafficking thing. There's a whole bunch of corruption that going on inside it. Now, we could say that, you know what we just say? To implicate everybody, we just say, boy, you know, I doubt it have an honest minister. We could say them thing. We know the heart of man. The heart of man is evil, is wickedness. You understand? So tall man really and truly have a point. You understand? But
yes,
no government is perfect. None is perfect.
This is the point I was getting at. You see, because he's passionate about his cause. But let me be real. This is a real reality we're speaking about here. Watch me. Let me tell you something. Apparently, like he can't always feel eye on UNC side. No, brother.
No
way.
It probably you didn't explain yourself properly by saying nobody is perfect. I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean.
Right. Because remember, sometimes you just want to say things without saying things, and people have to learn to read between the lines. Because I realize that the Trinidad culture, and this is why a lot of people ran to UNC to tip away in this position where we are at right now. You understand? I was not one of them because I knew. And you see, Warrior have been friends on TikTok from since on the Miss Kitty program, and then we went to Arita and a Chance and all that, right? And now she is Warrior who invited me here, and she knows my position when it comes to politics. I will never, ever, in no day, form or fashion, ever support this UNC government. Because I know they are deceptive government.
Well, my brother, I would have learned it the hard way. And if I could change that chance of time.
Because she has told me on many times, on many occasions, oh God smiling, why you didn't tell me this? Why you didn't tell me certain things? Sometimes you have to leave people for them to open their eyes and see it for themselves. And this is what people are seeing now. You understand? In no way, form, or fashion, I would ever chastise CPEP because I saw what CPEP done in my community. You understand?
And the thing is this, all right. Send home the CPEP workers, you're talking about corruption. But you don't have nothing in place to rehire the said people you send home.
This is my point exactly. What did you put in place to replace the people and them job? They had nothing in place. And up to now, they still don't have nothing in place.
Nothing in place.
Over 60,000 people are home on the breadline.
And these people have family, children to send to school, rent to pay. So in other words, the same people who put you there and you promise us a better life, it's the same people you turn on and kick in the ass.
But that is just
I hear Sharon saying like she want to say something. I know he's powerful speakers here on the platform. Candace, I know he is a powerful speaker. I know that. Yeah, Sharon.
Let's say something that I observe.
Yes.
Let me tell all you. Everybody in this life does make a mistake. And I want to commend Candace. Real commend Candace. You know why? Candace stood up as a giant in this country. Ain't no people could come and tell you when they do something and say, boy, I do this, and accept what they do wrong or they didn't do wrong or they do right or whatever. And I see people just want to try to bash. And you know that I just take offense to that. You know why? Everybody's responsible for themselves. Okay, darling? And if it is, I feel I did something and I feel in my heart is something wrong I do, I too not too big to apologize. Correct. I'm not too big to apologize for that. But I want to tell you something. They will always have a problem with CPEP. You see, CPEP empowered a lot of African people as contractors. So when you're telling me you don't want the middleman, you don't want the African middleman, or you don't want the poorer class as middlemen to make it could be Indian, African, anybody. You don't want the middle class or the lower class to get a little dollar, because here when they get sense and they realize, they will walk away from all you. So I will always keep everybody candid and always choke the piece of meat, and when you come in to grab it, you give me a taste and you pull it. So I have to keep running behind it. That's how this UNC government treated people, you know.
Yeah.
Let me tell all of this.
Correct.
Today, I got a call and tears roll out my eye because I know this fella long time before I even got married, and I died donkey years, eh? Because my children, you know, my children is big men. And me and this guy stay, but he's a UNC. That don't interfere with the friendship. That man called me and cried today, you know. That man tell me he work real hard. He said, I have 5 children to see about. I go into this one, I go into that one, I go into this one for help, and everybody turning me down. And they're telling me the MP is a certain individual, and he telling him, boy, I can't help you by hands tied. When the man see water more than flour, he end up helping him with a little situation. But the thing what hurting him is, when campaign was going on, everybody was calling him for help in the East-West corridor. And now, nobody don't want to talk to him. They don't want to help him. He said he went to that particular minister office. Boy, afraid to even say if it's a male or female. The person asked him, did I tell you to come to see me today? The man said, tears roll out here. He said, I never tell you to come and see me today. And they walk in, slam the door and leave him outside sitting down.
No, you know, these kind of things that make me want to use bad words. So who the fuck for them this?
I tell him today, I said, boy.
What's wrong?
I said, boy.
Yeah.
Candace, I tell him, I say, if I was in a better situation, brother, I would have meet you and handle you today. That thing hurt me.
I find
you know why it hurt me? Because, let me tell you something. I in the People's National Movement since I'm 14 years. I just tell people, I don't hide my thing. And I have seen, you see me? I'm a woman, I don't sit down. I just work hard, Renaissance, and you know that. Early morning, yamping man and knocking all the window door, everything to get out to go and do what I have to do. And I make sure I put myself in place to get help. And I try to help people while I'm going along the line. Some people fall through the crack. Because you can't sit down and expect me to remember everything. The thing I just always tell people that. You have to put yourself in place sometimes. You have to be frontish and bold. You can't sit down there and expect one thing. You just forget Candace. You just forget Renaissance and smiling. You just forget. So if you ain't see that man, you say, oh God, like he must be settled himself and he good. You ain't seen him. That means, well, everything must be working for him. But if I see you all the time, I say, hey, I had this. Let me call Candace. Let me call Renaissance. If I ain't seeing you, these are the things that's happening. I'm not making no apology for nobody, eh? But all I am saying tonight, and I want to leave all you with it, I hope my PNM watching what's going on. And I'm saying this again, we have one leader, and that's Penelope Beckles. And I know that she's taking copious notes. All I'm asking, not if, you know, when we get back in power, make sure that we, the people on the ground, don't forget we. Do not forget us. And with that, all they are gone because I'm going and finish. Do you know? I have to do my thing tomorrow, so I'm going and prep myself. So all you have a good night. Candace, we have to talk tomorrow. Don't you're running for me again, eh? Right, you're gone.
I want to make confusion. I know Jeffrey is my father.
All right. I'm going on. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Right. Good night.
And you know, today, I wanted to do a live, and I wanted to send a message to the UNC to ask them why it is they so ungrateful. Why it is they so ungrateful and wicked to the same people who put them there. And I hope Trinidad and Tobago taking notice. I want this to register in their mind and in their heart. It's we who put the UNC there. It's we who put the PNM there. We get rid of the PNM. It's we put the UNC there. They are working for us. And if we are dissatisfied with the way how they are doing things, we can rise up in a peaceful way and tell them, we're not having that. Because when a person has nothing to feed their family, who can they go to? Who can they go? And if you go on a thief, the police locking you up. This government did not put the citizens' best interest at heart. Kamla would have said, party before people.
And nobody didn't see that, eh?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't
listen to that.
Oh, I didn't hear
that.
That
everybody head. Come on.
That fly over everybody, it fly over my head and all too.
Not mine's.
Because how the fuck you could say party before people? The party didn't put you there, it's the people. But you see, let me tell you something, Trinidadians, we're not serious. You see, when that man sing that song, the city could burn down, and we jamming still, it is the truth.
Like the jam, man.
And watch me, if everybody come together right about now, Kamla and them will be buckling. Look, this guy, the guy who was just on the program there with us, he said he get a Win say he get a phone call. He get a text. I get text too. They send message to me too. They want to talk to me, but I'm not going. You can't send message to me alone. You have to send message to... I come with a package, and my package is me, the people in my community. You hear what I'm telling you? Because I didn't play frontish and push myself out there. All they sent for me to come out there to advocate on behalf of all you. And I did it with a clear conscience. Without receiving nothing, without asking for anything. All I asked was for betterment for the youths in my community.
I don't see betterment right now.
And what I see nothing.
That is.
I see nothing.
Watch me. I know. Between me and you, I know we mustn't put our time on God work, eh? Because what we're doing here is God working. We're doing God work here tonight, because tonight it might not have no show, But I was determined. Ask Candace when I called she. She might be surprised to see the live start so quick. You understand?
I wasn't even coming up tonight, Because that's some issues that I have. Other than this, there are some issues that I have where certain people making certain statements, and I want to know. I don't want to use up the language.
Let me tell you something,
I want to know why they're trying to push the Zozo bill. Because here we're going.
Hello, that is for us.
Paper can't stop nothing. Because I want to ask Trinidad and Tobago, and I want to be honest with all yourself, because I'm on this thing. If I decide to come and kill any one of all you here on this panel, could a piece of paper stop me?
No.
The stand your ground could stop here. That I tell you.
If you don't know when I come in at you at surprise.
Well, oh God, that was the #1 crime plan. It moved from stand your ground to Zoso now. Because they don't really have a plan. At the end of the day, it's a trickery.
All the time I've been telling people that they have no plan. When you sit down and you go back and you read these people's memorandum, you read it properly and carefully and see what it is, what vision they have. What is the crime plan? Zero or next to none. You have a minister, we have two ministers in national security. Since I don't know since when Trinidad and Tobago come to America that we need to have a minister of homeland security. That is a fucking idiot. Sorry for my language.
I was going to say we only have one, and the next one is a kindergarten student. He need to start back from scratch. But go ahead.
I don't like to disrespect people that hold in high office, but here we go. Because today I decided to go and make a video. And this gentleman had certain crimes in his community. And his response was, if it had before, so not only him, our next minister said that a couple of weeks ago too. So I don't know if everybody reading from the same book now. When crime start up in one community, and this is what I want to understand, so the Zozo bill cannot stop crime because every single part of Trinidad and Tobago have crime in it.
But then on the smiling.
Every single part.
Smiling.
So you have to lock down the country again then.
Smiling, that's so is not really for crime. That is to stop the people from coming out there and advocating on behalf of themselves and their family, on behalf of the country, for people coming out there to show that they this boy.
Warrior is me trying to explain that too. You know why I have a problem with this Zozo? Let me tell you something. I am not giving no one. Let me start by this. You see that last election? I did not vote. And people try to chastise me in all ways and forms and fashion. And I told them, hey, what's going on? In no way nobody can bully me into my constitutional rights. My constitutional rights is to choose. And I made that choice. And my choice was to vote for neither A or B. Because I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see. But now, I see things differently. When I could see people blatantly disrespecting the people of my country, because I just tell them, you see my national flag, I just wear it proudly on my shoulders. Proudly. Because, and when I heard, and I said up and I said, but like, people are understanding what this woman saying. Party before country. And then we watch certain ministers making national addresses to the nation from a political party headquarters. And we don't have a problem with that. And then you want to come and tell them about PNM members wearing the party flag, the party thing in Parliament. Hey, here we go. If I am a PNM, I would wear my symbol anywhere I go proudly, because that is the party I represent. And nothing is wrong with you wearing your rising sun in Parliament as well. Unless we have a law against it, which I do think they have, right? But here what's going on, addressing the nation from your party headquarters, I see that as a total disrespect. Total disrespect.
It is a disrespect. It is a disrespect.
You are in government, and you are the government of Trinidad and Tobago, not for UNC.
Listen to me. I done reached my limit already. I just only want to hear when that bell ring. I want the date and the time. Please, just tell me.
And another thing, let me just say something before somebody else. Another thing, right? I watch something with the culture people actually want to do with it. Joshua Samuel worked here under the police.
Jesus.
Right?
Yeah.
The couple in Cuba get killed by a criminal element. You hear nobody here talking about it.
None of them.
You see nobody they want to go and make a march. You see nobody. Because here we go. At the end of the day, we have a police service in Toronto. And here's what's going on. You see that same back to the Suzo bill. We have a serious issue with it. Everybody talking about, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that. But here what's going on. I believe billions of dollars have been spent over the previous years into national security. Billions of dollars, and yet still, crime is at its highest.
Yeah.
So don't tell me the police need to get a special bill in order for them to do the work. I ain't going for that.
I must have asylum.
Apart from that, see the justice system our justice system needs to be looked into with a fine-tooth comb. Yep.
And our police force and all need to be looked into with a fine-tooth comb.
I feel I don't pass there when I don't talk about the police, because I don't want to go too much into too much information, too much. But what I'm saying is that here's what going on. The police have a job to do. They have all the infrastructure to do their job and do their job, execute their job perfectly. But when you have rogue elements in the police service that they call the friends and the families who they know into crime, I'm gonna take off my hat. They know into crime and shielding them under the law. Here lies the problem. As well as our justice system. Our justice system is in a mess. And it has been so for years. Because a magistrate, I listen to a man say a magistrate might be, a female magistrate might be screwing some big boy police. And he can whisper in she is. Or whisper in his ears. So. Let us slide. Because here what going on there, let me tell you something. I was not always a law-abiding citizen. I did my share things. My hands are clean. This is my lifestyle I speak about here. My hands are clean. I've never been arrested. That doesn't mean to say I'm not a criminal. Understand me? Mm-hmm. I've never been held. But that doesn't mean to say I never contributed to half of the ills that we volunteer to do. But I changed my lifestyle. I changed my life because I started having children. And what I understood is that, hey, that can't be the way out. This can't be the way out. And I am telling you all, I have had high-ranking police officers who did stuff to protect me. So if I nobody now with it, if I not in that lifestyle, if I nobody now, think about the people who saying things, who they have in their pockets.
Exactly.
So let we don't play smart with stupidness. And this is why the point I try to get at to people. Let we don't be naive to the fact that here's what's going on. It has people who do things for money.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, money is the order. Because everybody wants to afford a certain lifestyle. Because I have known it have officers will come to me and say, hey, I take you out my little bit tonight. And I know the wife. And I just say, well, I'm a $5,000. That's small thing. But I know I protected. Yo, so happening. I know what to do. So let we don't play. And this is why when I was saying certain things earlier on, I just didn't want to go into certain details. Here what's going on. All your do be fooled. Right. Let us not be fooled. Let us not stop listening to words of people.
That is true. We mustn't be fooled. And Candace and smiling all the way. I mean, we're winding down stage here now. It always at tomorrow. I inviting you, smiling all the way tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow available.
Come on the show tomorrow. Like we need winding down phase.
Candace, sorry I cannot make it on, but I was listening. Don't feel I wasn't listening.
I realized that from some of the things that you were saying, when they would talk about the police, I realized you listen.
And we get bump off last night.
Yeah, we get bump off.
Last night I was known. Last night I wasn't out. Last night I was known. But I just want people to understand that here we're going. You see, I don't know. You cannot. When you see the things I just think about, I don't know if people just think about it, right? You see, at the age of 60, I believe all politicians, that is the end of the road. Go home, relax yourself with your family. Give the younger generation a chance. Let them come up. Let them make their mistakes. Because nobody is perfect. You understand? The decisions we make of today will always affect our future. Always.
Well,
there are no two ways about it.
Well, let me make a comment concerning a guy on the arm. You know, it has always have people that try to gaslight you. Watch me. I was taught to ignore storm, brother. The man said the host can't even sell talk at the stomach. That why I just hear the aggression and the passion. And I had to take my time because all the words just want to come out at the same time. And I don't have a problem, brother, in what in what you want to say. Yeah, then, the host cannot even speak. I don't have a problem with that. You can say that a million times. Die like water and duck back.
Let me tell you something, eh? You know I learned? And this is me. People used to tell me I am very aggressive. And I understand. Once I'm on a topic, and I am passionate about it, yes, I will get aggressive.
Yes.
I will get aggressive. So if you want to call me aggressive, but if you know me in real life and you interact with me on a one-on-one, you would see how passionate and how compassionate, how loving and how caring. And you see, when I see people suffering, and I hear people talk about, I have never worked CPAP in my life. I make 2 things when I was young. Now I want to know, I hear somebody say something earlier on tonight, and I wanted to ask. The budget that was allocated for URP, what are money doing?
Where the money?
What are money doing?
Was it somebody's Swiss bank account now?
Because people have the belief CPEP is closed down, but yet still it have people working CPEP still, eh? I want people to know these things, you know. Because let's play stupid now, let's play blind. Or let's play blind to certain things. And I want to let them know that you see all the contractors on them who they have no contract, but your contract they expire. But your contract was forfeited. You have a viable case, eh? Go to the correct lawyers. All our need to come together and go to the correct lawyers. Because here what we're doing. You all didn't dishonor your contract. Your contract was terminated. Another thing I want to ask. CPEP was disbanded where? In sometime June or July, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
The budget was read where? When? In the upper sector or early October somewhere?
Yeah, October somewhere. October right. Yeah.
I want them to understand the 2024 budget, the 2025 budget have already made provision for that budget. The CPEP payments was already allocated in that budget. They all have money.
And that is the same thing that Sharon was asking. And big and simply smiling. Let me close it down now. Let me close it down for the night. I see we trying to hit a marathon here going straight down to 12. But let me close it down for the night. Let me close it down. Let me close it down. we can't get them all in one night. You know how the thing does go.
You see, we can't get them all in one night. But you know what I like? Plenty people have a lot pent up inside.
Yes.
And they're using our platform here. This platform don't just belong to the workers' rights. It belongs to the people of Trinidad and Tobago who needs their voice to be heard.
And to be said, I'm glad you say that in a Candice, because this platform here was to convey information from the union that we have, right? And when we would have seen the effectiveness on the platform, we would have invested a surplus of money in it. And all we have been doing here is amplifying the voices of the people. We ain't coming here to talk and pilot issue, you know, but to amplify the voices from on the ground. That was the initial plan for this platform here. Not for me to come up and talk, but I end up here all the time. It was for everybody, anybody that have something to say.
They could come here.
This is what this platform is about.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Candice. Let me leave you. I don't want to run this steep marathon here tonight. Go ahead, Candice.
You see, people. You see, we have so much, built up inside, pent up inside, that, sometimes I know we have our time frame, but the time was crazy, tonight. It was beyond our control, but at the end of the day, we really can't give them everything. But if you notice, every day the Lord does provide a topic, because everything, remember the UNC lied to get in power, and they trying to bully their way to stay. They didn't win this election honestly and fairly, So they find that everything they do now, it will turn into chaos and mayhem. It's going to backfire on them. And that is the work of God. That is God opening up the eyes of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and saying, hey, watch, I exposing them. Look, they take a young man life. They want to come with Zoso. Look at what this Zoso could cause. Look at what they come and they do again. He show you it once, he come and he bring it twice. The couple will get murdered down on South Side. Now they come now with the police, with all these drugs that gone missing. The Lord opening up with eyes, the Lord creating things for people to see. What all they could see in the day, don't wait until night time to get touchlight to see. And I expect when we going out there to ask Kamla them questions, the same crowd I seen Toko Sandy Grandi for Juve, I want to see that same crowd and more. Without violence, peacefully, let me go and ask them questions, because we is their employers. We employ them. We employ Padarats. We employ Kamla. We employ all of them. All of them we employ. And you see that Philip Edwards Alexander, who want to play massa, that want to instigate racism. Watch me. You see this Holy Spirit had a strike he down. That man is an evil man.
Wait. That is something coming for him. Let he go ahead now, man. Let he go ahead. Wait. It has something coming for him.
And you know what hot in me? Kamla, he represents the UNC. And Kamala hearing him, other ministers hearing him, and they're not stopping him. He only embarrassing the black people.
Yes, no. Candice, I want to say something. Let me tell you something. You see, this prime minister we're always so praising. I want you to understand something. It had an incident happen a couple of years ago.
Praising, you say?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about you directly, but I'm saying what people praising. I want all to understand something. Every time election coming around that she had to fight election, we just see what is be going on over social media. Have she ever get up one day and make a statement or make a speech and say, here what's going on? The views of certain members of this organization is not the views of this organization. Have you all ever heard that? And this is what I want black people to understand. I don't want to come racial here now.
No, but they're making you go down that road.
Because here what going on. When certain people of our party that supporting our party start making racial statements,
yeah, boy.
How the hell me, as a black man, or
sit down and digest that.
Sit down and say, here we're going. This is the party I would support, and the political leader is not getting up
and saying anything about it. So here, man, smiling. It's about time. It's minutes to 12. And I know Mr. Jeffrey will, after he has to go to work in a couple hours from now. So let me rack up. And tomorrow, please God.
Well, it's not about that. He's a man that's trying to make ends meet. That's trying to make ends meet on both sides. But at the same time, Trinidad and Tobago, we can't give oil in one tape. So really and truly, we go have to lock off until tomorrow.
Blessed good night to all, man.
Yeah, man.
Open up all your eyes.
It's true.
All right, pleasant good night, guys.
Right, so tomorrow is our next day. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we are going to talk about this thing with Amery Browne. We are going to break down this. Amery Browne would have destroyed the arguments that Kamla Persad Bissessar would have put forth within the public domain. So join us here tomorrow. We would have placed our time 8 o'clock. But if you ain't see video, you still stay there. Stay, we come in. If we have to keep this thing running late, we keeping it running late. So thanks for watching, thanks for being a part of the show. Now is exactly 11:33. Good night, everyone. And meet us here tomorrow after God. And with that, I am out.
Of the Caribbean community who was sitting right in front of you, clearly carrying some kind of personal grouse, which she addressed eventually during the remarks. Those are errors or transgressions that are unforgivable at this level. So the basic salutations, she mangled and demonstrated disrespect to the Secretary General of CARICOM. And then during the speech, cried crocodile tears about not getting a reply to one letter. You have a video. Being told there's a video to share.
Sorry, it can't work. And as a sacrifice, all this we have to find witness for the humanitarian efforts of the people. But at the same time, we cannot, I will not, and we will not support a dictatorship in Cuba or anywhere else. We will not support it.
A few moments later.
It's like a fire, confusion, affecting China. Talking about India. Yes, it's a war. Just to make a foreigner. Not to show they have to run. We have to.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much, media team, for that clip. I was talking about the Prime Minister's crocodile tears, referring to the CARICOM Secretariat and complaining very inappropriately at that forum that she did not get a reply to a letter that she had sent while she was leader of the opposition. This is hypocrisy at the highest level, or maybe the lowest level. Because week after week, we, the current opposition, cannot get responses to our genuine questions and motions and approaches right here in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, where the government abuses its majority routinely and repeatedly, and they shut down many attempts to gain information on behalf of the people of this country. So they're conducting themselves like this here at home, and then going up to syndicate and complaining about a letter from several years ago. So it really was a gargantuan example of hypocrisy. And then minister after minister and ministry after ministry being compelled to put out these cookie-cutter statements late at night. The poor public servants, some of them drafting and typing up this foolishness on government letterheads, praising the speech or their leader was so wonderful. The bad news for the government, this has not changed the narrative and the perception of citizens who have ears of their own and eyes of their own, and who, generally speaking, were completely embarrassed and ashamed by what the Prime Minister had to deliver. Few observations.